There is a fifth dimension beyond what is known to native English speakers. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between fluency and incomprehension, between communication and misunderstanding, and it lies in the pits of human fears and the summit of human knowledge. This is the dimension of English language learning. It is an area which we call the ELL Zone. Humans think they have such great chairs. But even their most expensive recliners pale in comparison to our animated chairs. We have chairs that can fly like a plane or spaceship. Chairs that can travel, both space and time. So we can speak from experience about our chairs. Unlike humans who often make ignorant proclamations from the comfort of their inexperienced stationary chairs, which you are about to experience for yourself as you enter the ELL Zone.
Chairs are very important in academia. You have department chairs. You have retirement chairs. Those are the chairs you give someone when they retire after a lifelong of university service. But the most important chair of all is the one I'm sitting in right now. Hashtag living in the moment. That's because as an armchair academic prof, I do all of my work from right here. Sure, there's not actually an armrest. It's not an official armchair because the university has yet to approve my grant, but yeah, it's okay. That's something for the future. So instead of making evidence-based conclusions on evidence-based research that other professors are running around doing, I can just sit back, relax, and say opinions from here. Give my theories from right here in the comfort of this chair, because that's the job description of an armchair academic prof. Rather than having to travel all the way to the North Pole to study penguins, I can simply look at this lunchbox and tell you penguins are great musicians. And know that it's true. They're better than me, at least. Rather than traveling back in time to a distant land to fight woolly mammoths, I can just look at this lunchbox and enjoy some Jell-O to tell you about 70,000 BC. Rather than travel to Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Greece, Switzerland, Japan, Scotland, or France. They have the really high-end Jell-O. I can just look at this lunchbox and tell you about these places. Blah, 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 blah. Except for the United States. Because as an armchair academic prof who has lived most of my life in the United States, I actually have experience in the United States. And an armchair academic prof cannot speak from experience. Nope. So if I were to tell you about the United States, that would just make me a regular EZU prof. Well, after all this hard work, it's time for lunch. Bon appetit.
That is extremely unhealthy. You shouldn't be eating that.
That is Sarah, the university dietitian. Fortunately, as the premier armchair academic prof, I can completely disregard Sarah, the university dietitian. As I disregard all evidence-based research. Besides, stress is very unhealthy.
That is true.
So if I don't stress out about what I eat, that makes me healthy.
I could tell you the problem with that statement if you just stop ignoring me. I don't get no respect. What Mr. Dangerfield meant to say was, I don't get any respect.
I respect you, Sarah, the university dietitian.
Well, thank you.
That's why, as a non-armchair academic professor, I eat healthy. And I feed my kids healthy as well.
Why, that's great. Here, take this, one for the road.
A head of cabbage. Just the one for the road I need. One for the road is an idiom that typically refers to alcoholic beverages. But in cases like these, it can also refer to healthy foods, like cabbages.
You had a question?
Yeah, so you know how I'm an armchair academic prof?
No?
Well, I'm a really good one. You probably should have heard of me. But anyways, so what do you call a department chair armchair? Like, what's the department chair version of an armchair academic?
Is this like a bit? Are you setting up a joke?
No, I'm being serious because armchair department chair sounds a little bit off. So what's the proper title for that?
I don't know. Yeah, not me is one thing it's called, not me. The next time you have a question, I'm sure you'll have another question. Yeah, just email me. No, you just like sit down at your computer like ping.
Sorry, I can't. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I can't do that. Can't do that.
No, why can't you do that?
Because my computer's over there, and I'm right here, and as an armchair academic, this chair is my office, so that would be highly unprofessional of me. You know, she didn't have a lot of chairs growing up, and that's why she worked so hard to become a department chair. That's Psychology 101.
I'm still here. Hi. Actually, I grew up with a lot of chairs, and that's not Psychology 101. You won't find that in any psychology textbook. What I'd say is that it is a textbook example of the armchair academic prof wasting my time. A textbook example is a classic example of something. Hope that's clear. I gotta go.
Huh, my computer was acting up. I wonder if the restart fixed it. But I'll probably just get belittled by the IT guy for thinking that the restart's a fix.
No. Actually, that would have been the first thing I would have recommended.
The computer works!
Yes. But next time you want to comment for me, make sure to put in a ticket first.
Ticket. Well, that's enough work for one day. Fortunately, I'm already in my armchair academic outfit, which doubles as something comfortable to sleep in. Time for a well-deserved nap.
The department chair is right. That's not Psychology 101. The armchair academic prof is crazy. That is Psychology 101. He should really listen to Sarah, the dietitian. Jell-O is not healthy. Evidence-based research is. But she is not the only expert that silly armchair academic prof ignores. He ignores me. I could show him how to travel in time and properly interact with woolly mammoths. I could show him how to fish with penguins and how to audition for their musical bands. And I can show him how to enjoy one's travels to Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Greece, Switzerland, Japan, Scotland, or France. And I can certainly show him how to be a proper prof in the United States, at least a proper animated one, viewed through a proper television screen. One you can watch and be taught proper lessons from the comfort of your favorite armchair. After all, it is our animated view that the students, not the professors, deserve the most comfortable chairs.